together. Radio Manu 91 where it's always better. Where it's always better. Yo, सुबह का सूरज या शाम का रंग, we bring you joy हर जुबान का धन. Community की बात हम हैं आपके साथ, let's spread the love, चलो मिल के साथ. Tune in, turn up, दिल से बात करो. Radio Manu 92 FM के साथ चलो. Every voice counts, हर लम्हा यहाँ चलो. बात करके देखते हैं, let's all shine on. Yo, let's all go. सेहत की बात or dreams to share. Radio Manu 92 FM, we're always there. From unity to joy, we bring the light. Every word, every tune makes everything right. Listen up, it's time to unite. Radio Manu 92 FM, shining bright. Dill se suno, we love and care. Chalo baat karke dekhte hain, let's take it there. So come along for the ride. Radio Manu 92 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं. Your voice, your guide.
You are listening to Radio Manu 90.0 FM. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
ये है रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM. पेश है सहेली संवाद.
आदाब हैदराबाद. मैं हूं आरजे मोनिशा और सहेली संवाद के एक और एपिसोड में आपका स्वागत है. सहेली संवाद is presented by Center for Women Studies, Maulana Azad National Urdu University and Rubaru, a youth development organization working in Hyderabad on issues of social inclusion for the last 10 years. सहेली संवाद के आज के एपिसोड में we have a very special guest, Harika Vedula. Harika is a theatre practitioner who's a actor, writer and director, and she is the founder of the We Us Collective and Manam Theatre Festival. So, hi Harika, welcome to today's show.
Thank you so much. Hi.
So we are going to have Harika talk to us about art and culture from a woman's POV. That's the topic of today's conversation. So hi Harika, hi once again, welcome to the show. Welcome to today's episode.
So the topic in itself is, I think, like many journeys, it starts off as the girl's POV.
Yeah.
And there's this whole like big world that you're looking into and you're like wondering what you can be.
Yeah.
And then it evolves and we feel like the woman, when you become a woman, what happens in a way of conditioning maybe is that it seems to be limiting your lens to make it smaller and smaller to like define your role. But luckily we're in 2024 and there's so much going on, for women in this area, particularly in arts and culture.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad to be able to play a small part in that by bringing inclusive, diverse theatre, which I've been doing since 2022.
So lovely. So Harika, if you can tell us a little bit about you, how you started, what has your journey been like, and what has brought you to go into the field of arts to really do all of the amazing things that you're currently doing?
Great. This is a very, just like my journey, this is going to be a very directionless sort of introduction because I started off like any normal middle-class girl. I did science, I did my engineering, I did my master's in engineering management. Yeah. But there was always this, and because you were supposed to.
Yeah.
I think, like a good girl. And I have a girl child of my own now. She's 4.5. And I think just trying to play those roles in general. And eventually I ended up going into what I love the most, which is people, being around them. And theatre was a great space to start that. What started off as a hobby ended up sort of making me quit my job, pursuing this as a passion, then a profession, failing, picking myself up, wishing for things to happen, in this city or otherwise as well. Went around learning from different, actors, directors, performers, artists, basically. And then coming back here, and now I'm in Hyderabad, settled in, and I realized that maybe I want to do what I needed in a very selfish way 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what if I had, what I wanted 10 years ago, and can I provide that?
Yeah.
So it started off with a very simple idea of, how do you make a conducive environment for artists in general? Respect for the artist, a home away from home for the artist. And having been on the other side for over a decade, it was sort of just putting, my pieces together and figuring out how well we can do it. And luckily, we ran the first edition of Manam Theatre Festival last year in November.
Yeah.
And it's been received incredibly well.
It's a big hit.
And I think, thank you. Also because we were right.
Yeah.
There is an audience.
Yeah.
There is a huge audience, a diverse audience, little kids to senior citizens, people from Secunderabad to Gachibowli, all coming together just to almost, it brings like a nostalgic element to it, things like what we would do as children as a community, right? You'd go to like the end of the street to watch someone perform, or there's a magic show, or like, that sort of a thing is what, and I think my kid is very much a reason for doing that, because what are we doing for the future?
Yeah. So Harika, thank you for introducing yourself. I think it's so, it's a big, rich, wide experience that you've shared.
Thanks.
But the question to really ask is, so is there a difference when we're saying that, we're going to talk about arts and culture from a woman's POV?
Sure.
Is there a difference in how women see it? Is there meant to be a difference, or is it a given difference, say, from the social, lens, or what society is expecting of us?
So to answer the second question, is there meant to be a difference? No. That's absolutely not how it should be. But unfortunately or fortunately, it is. And in a way, and at the, with risk of sounding a little bit controversial, I feel like men have had their time. And the narratives, the stories have been written by them, and you're in a man's environment. And not that it's negative in any way, but it's just a way it's been historically.
Yeah.
There were male directors, male cinematographers, male writers, writing women's roles. It were like if I were to write about what, my dog was thinking.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't know. Right? And luckily, we are not dogs. So a woman can. So, I think, no, it shouldn't be different, but it is. And it's about time that we started showing, I think, the world what women have to say. And honestly speaking, this is not a very serious thing.
Yeah.
It's not like we're saying, we're striking and we're saying like activism, and like, oh, women have to. Yeah. The POV is just very different. And, we're kind of saturated with the kind of stories we keep getting all the time. They're kind of the same thing with just different people in it, if that's just my personal opinion.
So what I'm also hearing you say is that women are also, through the lens of art and culture, really able to claim space to share their own stories, to share...
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I think from a physical sense, to an emotional sense, to a mental sense, it's all just... starkly different, in many forms. And then you have the in-between, all of that. I don't know, a woman can write about a boy or a man, I feel, because sometimes, we're kind of like, we give birth. And we're able to see them from a very intimate
vulnerable lens.
Even historically, like, the man goes away, and the woman has to take care. Like, what your husband or your son or your father will be like wearing, eating, wanting, liking. It's the same question asked to us. Like, how do we want to be represented? How do we want to kind of And we're fun, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not just these crying people who are like, sitting in the corner and be like, everything is so
Whooping.
sad. It's not the case. Like, we are a lot of fun and we have a lot to say, and, give us a shot in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we also see how differently some of the men that are portrayed by women writers or women directors, how they are represented in cinema as well. Like if you look at, say, Rahul Bose in Dil Dhadakne Do, or, very recently in Lapata Ladies, I think Deepak's character and really how that was written was clearly very different from how you usually see men's stories being written. So we're in conversation with Harika today on learning about arts and culture from a woman's POV and really understanding what that means. Stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
You're listening to Saheli Samvad, Radio Manu 90.0 FM's Women's Show.
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM, एक कम्युनिटी रेडियो स्टेशन।
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
This audio has been generated through AI.
This is Radio Manu 90.0 FM. Let's listen to the Mindful Minute.
अपने आप को फतह करना सबसे बड़ी फतह है। अफलातून।
आप वो परिवर्तन बनिए जो आप दुनिया में देखना चाहते हैं। महात्मा गांधी।
There are no laws for the novel. There never have been, nor can there ever be. Doris Lesson.
ये है रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM। आप सुन रहे थे द माइंडफुल मिनट। सेल्स, मार्केटिंग और ब्रांड प्रमोशंस के लिए हमसे राब्ता करें radiomanu@manu.edu.in पर।
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
You're listening to Saheli Samvad, Radio Manu 90.0 FM's Women's Show.
Welcome back on Saheli Samvad. We're in conversation with Harika today on understanding the arts and culture from a woman's POV. So Harika, just before the break, we were talking about historically, or how it has been led by men. There have been men who've been writing stories, directing stories, and showcasing stories. So there is a word that is often used, there's a term that's often used that's called the male gaze, and how a lot of cinema, a lot of art is represented through the male gaze, right? So if you can tell us a little bit about what it means, and how does it even impact cinema that's being made or art that's being made?
So I just want to start off by telling you there are women in general that are way more qualified than me to be sitting here. I'm a baby compared to them. So respect to that. And, I only follow that kind of mentorship and that kind of history again presented in front of me. And, my peer group incled. Now, when you talk about the male gaze, it's really funny because, I don't know if it's funny, but I feel that it can be a very good thing when it is wanted or it is intended.
Yeah.
And it can be extremely uncomfortable when it is not.
Yeah.
If you look at, and again, I am not someone to be a spokesperson for the Telugu film industry or in general, many spaces, but a lot of, I think, the songs intended for the quote unquote male gaze are not necessarily fully informed, right? So I just feel like absolutely gaze, but with my intention for you to do so.
Yeah.
And that I feel is a very, very skewed, space overall. It's been very uncomfortable for a lot of women to watch.
Yeah.
Then why do we do it?
Yeah.
Right? It's also not just women, in fact, men too. I think, we're over that at this point. Women working in the workplace in general, whether it's arts and culture, you would wonder, right? But not all men in arts are effeminate.
Yeah.
Not all men in the arts are, homosexual or have orientations that are different from men in any other workplace.
Yeah.
So just to normalize that, the male gaze in general, in any environment, whether it be corporate, I've been there, whether it be educational institutions, in school, etc. I mean, and it's really surprising how early this starts.
Yeah.
As long as it's intended for a particular purpose or in the privacy of, your home, I suppose. So the words male gaze are very vague for me.
Okay.
In that sense.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. I think it's also interesting that you share about this, because when we look at arts, we look at a lot of what you're saying, that it's not the stereotype of how men are
it's a macho.
Or it's either that or it's extremely macho. And then there's, where is the gray, especially in the arts, because I feel like the arts are immensely appreciative of the grey, and really in bringing out the layers of either it's storytelling, either it's experiences of people that are usually not talked about.
Yeah.
So Harika, I think if we're also talking about you having founded two collective spaces, the Manam Theatre Festival, the We Us space, the We Us Collective. I think if you can share a little bit about the experience of being a leader and being a manager as a woman in this place, and is it any different from, say, how men would lead or manage? Like from a management perspective, if you look at the arts, is there a difference in that, in the POV again?
It's really funny. I feel like the answer is the same for all of it. It's just a few bits and parts, because if you look at, and I'm not talking about everybody, please, I'm no representative, but if you look at a typical household and you put that exact thing in an institution or an organization or a group or a team or, like a sports team or a band, it is the same.
Yeah.
Because stereotypically, the man will provide, he will tell you what to do, and you do it.
Yeah.
Or things are not going to be great, right? And it's more of a fear-based, in my opinion. Not all of it is like that, but there is an angle to it. And there are things that I feel, and if I may say so myself, is that there are things women think about that men don't, right?
So what are women prioritizing?
I wonder, I wonder if it's conditioning. I wonder if it's, and again, not all men, not all women, but for some reason there is a distinction. Like the first things I think about, I kid you not, are like toilet paper and water and, ventilation.
Basic administration.
Basic human condition, when I ask for a rehearsal or if I ask for a performance space or, when my team is sitting together and, no, that's their headache. Have they had food? Because it's hard work. It's not people are just coming there and, kind of just like getting on stage and like doing, it takes 24 hours of setup. There's an entire team, there's a lot of invisible heroes in live performances. So I feel the kind of consideration you have for the human being is perhaps a little more fleshed out because the nurturing side of,
women being conditioned
and I'm talking about typically, right? There are amazing men out there who, I'm sure are, I just haven't heard of them and I live under a rock, so it's my fault. But I think it's just that really helps. And, when you think of key factors being inclusivity,
Yeah.
Like if it is too two-dimensional or if it is too monotonous, like, everything we're curating, everything we're bringing is like too monotonous, we want to shake that up. And that could just be the reason that we brought something else in. Why it's not the best, the quality, this thing. No, it's about everybody belongs. And I feel like organizations which are women-led across the board, when the woman has a say, and we do, luckily, is always much more, it's softer. It thinks of the thing of like, do you have safety pins, right? And they do, they need them.
I know, safety pins are critical to anything.
For men and women in performance.
Yeah, and I think I also resonate with that because even at Rubaru, when we talk about, we're also led by women. And I think when we look at it, we are looking at the culture of the organization before the task, the impact, the activity. It's really how is the team itself functioning, how are they feeling in that space, and how that is prioritized.
And it's the people behind. Just want to say I'm a big fan of you guys. I've like followed your work for over a decade. But no, I'm so glad to be talking to someone who thinks alike, and perhaps even, because I was just a performer, when I'd heard of y'all. But, it could be in my subconscious that I wanted to always have that like inclusive nature in the work that if ever, and luckily touch wood that,
Same words back to you, Harika.
Thank you.
We're in conversation with Harika on understanding arts and culture from a woman's POV, and we'll be right back after this short break.
आप सुन रहे हैं सहेली संवाद, रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM का वुमेन्स शो।
You are listening to Radio Manu 90.0 FM, a community radio station.
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
This audio has been generated through AI.
आइए अब सुनते हैं अर्ज किया है।
आदाब दोस्तों, आप सुन रहे हैं अर्ज किया है रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM पर। आइए आज मुलाकात करते हैं उर्दू अदब के मशहूर शायर तिलोक चंद महरूम से। तिलोक चंद महरूम का जन्म 1887 में पंजाब के इलाके होशियारपुर में हुआ। वो उर्दू के उन नुमाया शुअरा में शुमार किए जाते हैं जिन्होंने अपनी शायरी के जरिए इंसानियत, कौमी यकजहती, मोहब्बत और अखलाकी कदरों का पैगाम दिया। महरूम साहब की शख्सियत उर्दू अदब में एक ऐसे शायर की है जिनके कलाम में जज्बात की नरमी और फ़िक्र की पुख्तगी दोनों साथ साथ नज़र आती हैं। तिलोक चंद महरूम की शायरी में मोहब्बत, फितरत, इंसानी रवादारी और हुब्बे वतन की जज्बात का खूबसूरत इजहार मिलता है। उनका अंदाज़े बयां सादा, शगुफ्ता और दिल नशीन था। वो उन शुअरा में से थी जिन्होंने उर्दू ज़बान को तहजीबी हमाहंगी और कौमी यकजहती का ज़रिया बनाया। आइए उनके चंद दिलावीज़ अशार सुनते हैं। ए हम नफस न पूछ जवानी का माजरा, मौजी नसीम थी इधर आई उधर गई। और एक और खूबसूरत शेर मुलाहिजा हो, नज़र उठा दिली नादां ये जुस्तजू क्या है, उसी का जलवा तो है और रूबरू क्या है। तिलोक चंद महरूम का कलाम मोहब्बत, अमन और इंसानी कदरों की दावत देता है। उनकी शायरी में ना कोई तकल्लुफ़ है और ना ही पेचीदा बयानी, बल्कि एक ऐसी सदाकत है जो सीधा दिल तक पहुंचती है। उर्दू अदब की तारीख में तिलोक चंद महरूम का नाम एक ऐसे शायर के तौर पर याद किया जाता है जिन्होंने अपनी कलाम के जरिए इंसानियत और भाईचारे की शमा रोशन रखी। इसी के साथ दीजिए इजाज़त, फिर मुलाकात होगी एक और नुमाइंदा अदबी शख्सियत के साथ। आप सुन रहे थे अर्ज किया है सिर्फ रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM पर। खुदा हाफिज।
You were listening to अर्ज किया है।
For sales,
marketing and brand promotions? Write to us on Radio Manu at manu.edu.in.
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
आप सुन रहे हैं सहेली संवाद, रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM का वुमेन्स शो.
Welcome back on Saheli Samvad. We're in conversation with Harika on understanding arts and culture today. Harika, fun. It's been very interesting just having this discussion with you on, looking at women's roles, women's POV, especially in the arts and culture space. I think just wanted to talk about, something which I'm sure you've heard of, which is called the hero's journey, which is usually something that's a template that's used, in most pop culture reference movies that we see, whether it's Harry Potter, whether it's, all of these superhero movies that we see, there is that template of somebody really taking on, and of course, always a man. But where are women's stories? Where are the heroines' stories, if I may ask? Is there a template that we should follow? Do we have a template?
Yeah.
Very different from what you were talking previously about, we're not crying in the corner, but, where are these stories there?
Right. I think, women are probably the inspiration for these hero stories. It's just that ours are not told. And I think, and unfortunately, even from the topic of the girl child is not wanted.
Yeah.
It's hush hush.
Yeah.
Right?
Day
like
one.
before, like the girl
Not
is
even
even
day one.
born.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, of course, again, a part of the population, which is why we're not allowed to find out the gender in this country.
Yeah.
Right? Your first period, it's hush hush.
Yeah.
Your first boyfriend, oh God forbid.
No.
You can't talk about it. You hide it like, your first heartbreak. You can't go and share it like, with your parents. It's usually your girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then when you find the one, how do you talk to them? And, the shame and guilt of having done things if you want to be free. And I think eventually surviving all of that is a superhero journey.
Yeah.
Just coming out of that laughing and being able to, being able to sit here and say, hey, we want to talk about it and we're not going to cry about it. We're going to laugh and jump and, so I think, and just like all women, each one is different, but pretty much like tied up by that same template, so to speak, of, how our journey is. Is my 2-bit answer to that question.
So in the arts, in the cinema space, are there any movies that you feel have voiced some of these often hushed stories?
Nahi.
And are there something that you really appreciate and you have favorites of?
People will now, people who know me for to will definitely be like, we know the answer already. Very recently, and I mean, by recently, I mean, I don't know at what point because, the pandemic and the timeline, but the Great Indian Kitchen was something that really hit me. And not hit me in a way that it was perhaps the repetition of it.
Yeah.
The kind of, it didn't matter which part of the country or the world you're from, which status, which culture, which what, that,
across
all
the
of
world,
that. I think it was just such a universally poignant, representation of a woman's life. And that to me will be my all-time most likely favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, that's a Malayalam film, and I
is.
think it had hardly any dialogues. I don't even think it needed dialogue or dubbing or anything at all.
Absolutely.
It was so intense. I think it communicated so much without necessarily saying anything at all.
Yeah, and you went through it with her. You went through it, and that's exactly the life of so many.
And you're feeling everything that she's feeling, and then you're like so irritated and angry by the end of it.
There's your hero's journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
She comes out like fully triumphant, and like we all feel so, and so happy for her.
Yeah. Any others? Any other stories that come to your mind?
You know what? I'm really looking forward for Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
Because Inside Out was a phenomenal movie for
Yeah.
me. Because I think, again, it's in the mind of a girl.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm excited to see the second half of it. I know it's an animation, but, you know, like I said, I want
Sometimes
my
we
child
need
to
the
kind
animation to tell us the story.
Yeah. No, not off the top of my head, which means it's not stuck.
No, stuck.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. If you haven't
Thank
watched The Great Indian Kitchen, you must watch it. It's a beautiful film telling you a story without telling you much. So we're in conversation with Harika on understanding the arts and culture from a woman's POV. We'll be right back after this very short break.
You're listening to Saheli Samvad, Radio Manu 90.0 FM's Women's Show.
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM, एक कम्युनिटी रेडियो स्टेशन।
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
This audio has been generated through AI.
आइए अब सुनते हैं हिस्ट्रीज मिस्ट्रीज।
आदाब दोस्तों, आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो मानो 90.0 FM। आइए आज हिस्ट्रीज मिस्ट्रीज में जानते हैं फर्स्ट रिस्ट वॉच की कहानी। एक ऐसी छोटी सी इन्वेंशन जिसने वक्त देखने के तरीके को बदल दिया और घड़ी को जेब से निकालकर कलाई तक पहुंचा दिया। आज हम वक्त देखने के लिए बस अपनी कलाई की तरफ देखते हैं, लेकिन एक जमाना था जब घड़ी को कलाई पर पहनना आम बात नहीं थी। पॉकेट में रखी जाने वाली पॉकेट वॉच का दौर था। लेकिन धीरे धीरे एक सवाल सामने आया, क्या घड़ी को और आसान तरीके से पहना जा सकता है? इसी सवाल से शुरू होती है रिस्ट वॉच यानी कलाई की घड़ी की दिलचस्प कहानी। दोस्तों, रिस्ट वॉच की इब्तिदा का क्रेडिट एक ही शख्स को देना आसान नहीं है, क्योंकि कलाई पर पहनी जाने वाली वॉचेस की कहानी कई मरहलों से गुजरी। 1810 में मशहूर स्विस वॉचमेकर एब्राहम लुई ब्रेगे ने नेपल्स की क्वीन कैरोलिन मुराद के लिए एक रिस्ट वॉच बनाई थी। इस वॉच को दुनिया की सबसे पुरानी मशहूर रिस्ट वॉचेस में शुमार किया जाता है। ये आम पॉकेट वॉच से बिल्कुल मुख्तलिफ थी। इसमें एक पतली सी चेन या ब्रेसलेट था जिसके जरिए इसे कलाई पर पहना जा सकता था। लेकिन उस जमाने में रिस्ट वॉचेस को ज्यादातर ख्वातीन के जेवर के तौर पर देखा जाता था। मर्दों के लिए पॉकेट वॉच ही ज्यादा मशहूर थी। फिर आया 20वीं सेंचुरी का शुरुआती दौर और रिस्ट वॉच की कहानी ने एक नया मोड़ लिया। 1904 में ब्राजीलियन एविएटर एल्बर्टो सैंटोस डुमॉन को फ्लाइट के दौरान पॉकेट वॉच से वक्त देखने में मुश्किल होती थी। उनके दोस्त और मशहूर फ्रेंच ज्वेलर लुई कार्टिये ने उनके लिए कलाई पर पहनने वाली एक खास वॉच तैयार की। इस वॉच को बाद में सैंडऑफ वॉच के नाम से जाना गया। लेकिन रिस्ट वॉच की पॉपुलैरिटी को सबसे बड़ा बूस्ट मिला फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर के दौरान। सोल्जर्स के लिए बैटलफील्ड में पॉकेट से वॉच निकालना मुश्किल और कभी-कभी खतरनाक भी होता था। कलाई पर बंधी वॉच से वो बिना अपने हाथ को ज्यादा मूव किए वक्त देख सकते थे। फौज में रिस्ट वॉचेस के इस्तेमाल के बाद धीरे धीरे आम लोगों में भी ये फैशन और जरूरत दोनों बन गई। 20वीं सेंचुरी में वॉच मेकिंग टेक्नोलॉजी में तेजी से तरक्की हुई। मैकेनिकल वॉचेस के बाद क्वार्ट्ज वॉचेस आईं और फिर डिजिटल वॉचेस ने वक्त देखने का अंदाज और बदल दिया। आज तो हमारी कलाई पर सिर्फ वक्त नहीं होता, स्मार्ट वॉचेस के जरिए हम मैसेजेस, कॉल्स, फिटनेस इंफॉर्मेशन, नेविगेशन और कई दूसरी चीजें भी देख सकते हैं। यानी एक वक्त की सिंपल सी रिस्ट वॉच आज एक छोटे से डिजिटल डिवाइस में बदल चुकी है। दोस्तों, आज के हिस्ट्रीज मिस्ट्रीज में फिलहाल इतना ही। अगली मुलाकात में फिर लेकर आएंगे तारीख के पन्नों से एक और हैरत अंगेज इन्वेंशन, डिस्कवरी या हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट की कहानी। तब तक के लिए सुनते रहिए रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM। चलो बात करके देखते हैं।
You were listening to History's Mysteries. मार्केटिंग और ब्रांड प्रमोशंस के लिए हमसे राब्ता करें radiomanu@manu.edu.in पर।
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं।
Your voice, your guide.
You're listening to Saheli Samvad, Radio Manu 90.0 FM's Women's Show.
Welcome back on Saheli Samvad. We're chatting with Harika on understanding arts and culture from a woman's POV. So Harika, just before the break, I think we were talking a lot about the arts. We were talking about movies that we hear more about the hero's journey and less about women's stories or the heroine's journey, as we're saying. But I think when we're talking about arts and culture also, when we say the word culture, we hear a lot. I think cultural day or those kind of things come to our mind. But what does culture even mean? Culture of our country that sometimes we're caught into, tradition versus culture, all of this. So I would just like to hear your thoughts as we close the session today on what does this word culture even mean?
I think the word culture is so wonderful because it's got so many meanings to it.
Mm-hmm.
We call someone, she's so cultured. Or, the culture of this country is supposed to kind of like confused with tradition.
Yeah.
The culture test, culture of organism, right?
Yeah.
So there's just so many connotations to the word culture.
Yeah.
But I think in a community sense, and that's really what we are trying to do at the VS Collective, which is, bringing the community together, by which that means one has to talk to one another, one has to listen to one another. I feel like, the man and the woman have to kind of like both say their piece, but also be equally, listening. So basically, I think my bottom line is everybody go to therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Please
culture
do.
will improve itself. There's lots of places and life begins, from there if we're to talk about culture, let alone arts.
Yeah. Thank you. I think in another episode that we were also talking about, I think we were talking about a different kind of culture also. I think very similar to, I won't say different, I think very similar to also what you shared, where culture itself influences what you said, conditioning of society and how therapy is the answer perhaps to it all. But
it really is though.
And one thing that we also mentioned then, I think that stays is, that culture, we get caught into tradition and culture and how that is like a guiding principle of how we should be. But the sentence really is that, culture doesn't make people, it's people make culture.
And it all begins with unlearning everything you've learned.
Yeah, everything that you've learned, just getting rid of all of the conditioning sometimes also that is just part of our DNA in some sense, in our habits right now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Harika, for joining us
you.
today. It has been such an enriching learning for me just to hear, all the discussions that you've shared, talking about arts, talking about culture, talking about cinema, talking about, all of these things that usually are part of everyday things that we do. Like I think going home and watching TV, but really to look at it from a different lens is really
I just hope people go and Google now women in arts and culture and learn about them, really. So thank you so much as well.
Thank you for joining us today. So friends, that was our episode today on Saheli Samvad. We chatted with Harika on the wide variety of cinema, of looking at cinema from the male gaze, from looking at cinema of where women are claiming spaces, are women claiming spaces, and really leaving you with this question of homework for you to do. What Harika said, go and find more directors, go and find more artists that are women, that are leading stories that sometimes we don't hear often about. Thank you for joining us today on today's episode. We'll be back on another day with another guest on another episode of Saheli Samvad. Meanwhile, this is RJ Monisha signing off.
आप सुन रहे थे सहेली संवाद रेडियो मानो 90.0 FM पर। चलो बात करके देखते हैं।
दिस इज रेडियो मानो 90.0 FM। चलो बात करके देखते हैं।